What's up, people? Good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are. So, यो भिडियो चाहिँ मैले खास indoctrination भनेको के हो र indoctrinated, how are we being indoctrinated all over the world, not just in Nepal, not just in America, not just in India, not just in Canada, but all over the world. So यदि तपाईले indoctrinationलाई गुगलमा ट्रान्सलेट गर्नुहुन्छ या मिनिङ खोज्नुहुन्छ भने गिभिङ false idea or false belief system भनिन्छ त्यसलाई। यदि कोही व्यक्तिलाई एउटा false belief system आइडियोलोजीलाई यही नै ट्रु हो र यही नै संसार हो, यही नै रियालिटी हो भनेर पुरै टोटली बिलिफमा उसलाई भरिदियो भने या उसको हेर्ने प्याटर्नलाई रिवायर गरिएर त्यसमा त्यो बिलिफ सिस्टममा मात्र थोपिदियो भने त्यसलाई चाहिँ इन्डक्ट्रिनेसन भनिन्छ। र यो सिर्फ एउटा धार्मिकमा या सोसल आइडियोलोजीमा मात्र नभएर हामीलाई हाम्रो जुन हामी जहाँ बस्छौँ पृथ्वीकै सेप जुन सूर्य र चन्द्रले हामीलाई हाम्रो प्राण दिन्छन्, जुन हाम्रो प्राणवायु भनिन्छ फ्लो हुन्छ या जुन हाम्रो यो संसार चलिरहन्छ त्यसकै वास्तविकता चाहिँ लुकाइएको छ। त्यो वास्तविकतालाई एउटा फल्स बिलिफ सिस्टम, एउटा फल्स रियालिटीमा कैद गरिएको छ। र मैले चाहिँ यसलाई नाम दिएँ भने मेन्टल म्याट्रिक्स भन्छु क्या। इन्डक्ट्रिनेसनलाई चाहिँ मेन्टल म्याट्रिक्स कि मेकिङ अ पर्सन स्टक इन अ मेन्टल म्याट्रिक्स। आफ्नो एउटा संसार जुन हेरिरहेको छ त्यही संसारलाई एउटा फिक्स ग्लासेसमा मात्र अडाउनुलाई, एउटा फिक्स आउटलेटलाई मात्र, एउटा फिक्स कुराहरूलाई मात्र यही नै हो, यो भन्दा अरू केही हुनै सक्दैन भनेर फिक्स गराइदिनुलाई नै म इन्डक्ट्रिनेसन भन्छु। र यो भिडियोमा चाहिँ मैले किन चाहिँ हाम्रो सेप अफ द अर्थ इज बिङ लाइड र के कारण छ विथ प्रुफ, विथ एभिडेन्सेस। र म जस्तो अरू विभिन्न व्यक्तिहरू हुनुहुन्छ जो DIRTH भन्ने च्यानल छ, एउटा चाणक्य तिवारी भन्ने पनि हुनुहुन्छ इन्डियामा, र यस्तो विभिन्न देशमा विभिन्न युट्युबरहरूको मात्र आफ्नो बोलिरहनु भएको छ, उनीहरूले जगाइरहनु भएको छ। र मेरो पनि यो पृथ्वीलाई, यो संसारमा म आएँ त्यही दायित्व छ। सो मेरो दायित्व जुन कुरा मलाई स्कुलिङ सिस्टमले, जुन कुरा एउटा देश र काल परिस्थिति अन्तर्गत हामी जहाँ जान्छौँ त्यहाँ पढाउँदाखेरि गलत शिक्षा दिएको थियो, गलत इन्डक्ट्रिनेट गराउन चाहिएको थियो, एउटा मेन्टल म्याट्रिक्समा कैद गर्न चाहिएको थियो, एउटा रणनीति जस्तो एउटा आइडियोलोजी, एउटा ग्लोबल आइडियोलोजी, ग्लोबल त्यो वर्डै त्यो ग्लोब भन्ने जुन आइडियोलोजी छ त्यो नै एउटा इन्डक्ट्रिनेसन हो भनेर मात्र मैले यो गर्न लाग्यो, यो भिडियो बनेर हो। I have no intention of hurting anyone's ego, anyone's career or anyone's question. तर केही कुराहरू मलाई चित्त नबुझेको कारण मेरो जे आँखाले यो दुई आँखाले जे देख्छन्, यो 5 सेन्सेसले मैले जे फिल गर्छु, एनालाइज गर्छु र जे सुन्छु र जे मैले गरेको छु त्यो र जुन मैले किताबमा र मेरो गुरुहरू र भनौँ या टिचरहरूबाट र जुन गुगल या भनौँ इन्टरनेटमा जुन इन्फर्मेसन छ त्यो एकदम इन्डक्ट्रिनेटेड इन्फर्मेसन भएको कारणले मैले यो भिडियो बनाउँदैछु। र यसमा चाहिँ हाम्रो सेप अफ द अर्थ, म चाहिँ फ्ल्याट अर्थ भएको कारणले एउटा फ्ल्याट प्लेन अफ एक्जिस्टेन्स हो। हामी यो जुन अस्तित्व छ एउटा समातल भूभाग र समातलमा छ, चन्द्रमा र सूर्य हाम्रो रिङ आउट गराउँछन् र नासाले र अरू जुनै पनि ग्लोबल युनाइटेड नेसनभित्र पर्ने सबैजनाहरूले झुटो कुराहरू फैलाइरहेको छन् भनेर एउटा सानो मेरो प्रयास मात्र हो। एकचोटि आफै एनालाइज गरिदिनु होला, एकचोटि आफै बुझिदिनु होला, किनकि मैले पानीलाई कर्भ भएको देखेको छैन। हाइड्रोजन र हिलियम जुन चाहिँ ग्यासियस स्टेट छ, भ्याक्युममा जुन डिस्पर्स हुन पर्ने हो, किन हो त्यो यतिकै अड्केर बसिरहेछ एटमोस्फियरमा थाहा भएन। अनि जुन ग्राभिटीलाई फोर्स मानिन्थ्यो, इट्स जस्ट अ थ्योरी, इट्स नट अ फ्याक्ट भनेर मात्र प्रुभ गर्नलाई हो। प्लिज यदि कोही हुनुहुन्छ भने प्रुभ मी वी लिभ इन अ ग्लोब अनि मुन र ऊ एउटा फिजिकल अब्जेक्ट हो भनेर पुरै बुझाइदिनु, वी ल्यान्डेड अन द मुन भनेर एउटा एभिडेन्स लिएर दिनु, आई विल टेक दिस अफ। जस्ट यति मात्र हो मेरो प्रयास मेरो दाजुभाइ दिदीबहिनी र मेरो साथीहरूलाई। वेयर आर यु लिभिङ, हाउ आर यु लिभिङ र के देखिरहेछौ, वाट आर यु थिङ्किङ, हु आर यु भनेर एक्चुली फेरि रिकन्सिडर र एउटा प्रश्न मात्र गरेको। अगाडिको भिडियो मैले क्लिप्सहरू DIRTHबाट मैले सोधेर युज गरेको छु। कतिवटा मिम पिक्चर्सहरू होला भनेर नहाँसिदिनु होला, त्यो रियल र अथेन्टिक क्वेसनहरू छन् त्यहाँ। त्यो पिक्चरहरूलाई एकचोटि पज गरी गरी हेरिदिनु होला। नासाको सर्टेन फाइल्सहरू र फ्ल्याट अर्थको सर्टेन किताबहरू र म्याप्सहरू मैले राखेको छु, एकचोटि एनालाइज गरिदिनु होला। र जुन ग्लोब मोडलको तलको छ त्यसलाई फ्ल्याट गरेर एकचोटि हेरिदिनु होला युनाइटेड नेसनको म्यापमा। यु विल गेट माई पोइन्ट। आजको लागि थिएँ। प्रणाम।
Hi there. I've had a lot of people ask me how I wash my hair in space. And I thought I'd show you how I do it. Let's see. To get started, these are the things I need. A bag of warm water, a little no-rinse shampoo, towel, and my comb. What I like to do is start by just putting some hot water, squirting it onto my scalp. And I have a mirror here so I can kind of watch what I'm doing. Sometimes the water gets away from you. And you try and catch as much as you can. And I just work the water up through to the ends of my hair. And I take my no-rinse shampoo, squirt it also on the scalp just a little bit and rub it in. Again, kind of working it out to the ends. Sometimes I'll actually take my comb, work it all the way to the ends. And I like to take my towel while I have the shampoo in there and just kind of work it. Because without standing under running water, you kind of need to use the towel a little bit to help get some of the dirt out. That by a little more water. It's called no-rinse shampoo, but I think it's best to use a little water with it. It actually feels kind of squeaky clean right now. I'll take the dry part of my towel. We use towels for quite a while here. Limited supplies. We use them wisely. I think that's pretty good. And now as my hair dries, as the water evaporates from my hair, it will become humidity in the air, and then our air conditioning system will collect that into condensate. And our water processing system will turn that into drinking water. At the end, I just do one final comb through, smells and snags. While it's drying. And that is how I wash my hair in space, in the International Space Station.
Take some ownership. And I remember when he moved on, I carved this in a tree: be less impressed, more involved. And what it was, as soon as he passed away, I noticed that all the things that I was revering in life, mortally, like the fame, people, that success, money, they lowered down to eye level. Things that I was looking up at. And all the things that I was patronizing and condescending and going, oh, sloughing off, that's not worthy of me. They rose up to eye level. And I remember saying, boy, the world is flat. I'm looking it in the eye. I see further. I see wider. I see clearer. I've got to take ownership of myself. And I stood with my heart higher, I stood with my head higher, and I walked forward and started doing things in that way that I was saying earlier, without asking so much permission all the time, and got a lot more done and became a lot more myself and found more satisfaction.
Yeah, sometimes people do need some wake-up call to let you know that this is a temporary existence.
They rose up to eye level. And I remember saying, boy, the world is flat. Boy, the
And me and DITR Dearth, the Flat Earth guy, we've been texting. We're doing the stream this week. He's an awesome guy. So that's happening. I can't stand when people talk to Flat Earth people and they try to humiliate them and be like, you're so fucking dumb. Look at you. Look at you thinking the earth is flat. You're so stupid and I'm so smart. When in reality, there's a lot of really weird things about the shape of the earth. You know, this is one of those topics where people are like, oh, you're going to debate. You're going to get all fucking destroyed. I'm like, well, I also have some questions about the shape of the earth and how satellites never seem to break or hit any space debris. And there's like thousands of them, and there's never any issues. We never see them collide and fall to the earth. And there's like 10,000 of them, and they never go out. And there's space junk everywhere going thousands of miles a second, which is way stronger than any bullet, and you can't possibly track it. Why is that? Like stuff like that. Like I'm an inquisitive guy. And so that's why Flat Earth people, I don't find them to be stupid at all. And I wouldn't be surprised if there was something legitimately nefarious going on with our current model of the universe. I mean, obviously, it's not what they say it is. I love conversations like that, but people are always trying to be like, oh, sir, you're either going to humiliate him and he's going to look stupid, or you're going to look stupid, or you guys are just going to fucking say all this stupid shit. It's like, dude, it's fascinating. People get so mad. There's so much around this because people are like, well, you know, it's called the bending of light. You know, you're always talking about the water when the ship and the fucking curvature, and try doing that on land, faggot. It's like, yeah, it's called the salt flats, and where is that? Ecuador, Venezuela? You can see like 150 miles with no curve. I'm not saying the earth is flat. I'm just saying that's fascinating. They're like, well, I mean, try doing that. Try doing that on the moon, faggot. It's like, dude, try just talking about something and not being terrified all the time. How does that sound? How does it sound to just, you know, not assume? When people are like, they're these experts on light bending, it's like, you don't even know if it's a wave or a particle. It's both. It can't be. It can't be both a wave and a particle. A particle and a wave cannot simultaneously exist. A photon and a wave can't both exist. So when people say the frequency of infrared versus ultraviolet and all that, that means energy is transferring through a medium. If you ever see a wave with water, the water doesn't move. It's the energy moves. That's how a wave works. A medium vibrates, zip. A photon is like a bullet. It's a particle. And that's the only way they can explain traveling through a vacuum, because they didn't think that one through. It can't be a wave and a particle. That's like a vegan meat eater. Those are two things that can't. So how could it be a wave and a particle? And then they go, well, you're not smart enough to understand. Here's a team of Jews. No. See? Someone just said light's a string. Right. I'm not saying what isn't. I'm fascinated by this stuff, and I just find that world to be interesting. It could all be a psyop. It could all be bullshit. It could be a way to discredit valid conspiracy theories. I don't think so. I think there's way too many things about it that are fucking insane, where it's not one of those hiding in plain sight psyop things where it's like it's meant to discredit. You know, like I've been wrong many times in my life, but I can usually spot those red herring type things where they're trying to pull you away. You know, with it's called the prestige and magic, where you guys get it. I don't feel that that's it. Oh, and dude, modern engineering wouldn't work if the world was flat. People always say that, but they never give me any examples. None. They always go, well, there's all the scientific evidence. There's pages and thousands of years. And then I always say, like what? And they always go, well, all of it. Every bit of it. I'm like, how does a satellite not ever break? Thousands of satellites spinning for years and years and years with space junk, and you never see them, they never break. No one's ever like, well, the satellite broke, so we don't have internet today. Never happens. How is that possible? Well, I mean, Big Bear, you wouldn't. There's so many things that are bizarre. Why is the sun and the moon the exact same size in the sky, even though they're 400 times different in size? I mean, the odds they're exactly the same size is insane. That doesn't make any sense. And then NASA has already lied to us about the moon landing. That is a fact. So we can't just believe them. They're liars. And the image of globe Earth has been photoshopped. I've seen interviews with the guy who did it. He brags about it. He brags about how it's a composite image. And of course he has to manipulate it and change it because there's no way to just show an image of the Earth from a satellite. There's no images of Earth from the satellites. None. They're all artist renditions. But no engineering would work. That isn't true. Ham radio is one of those things that I need explained. Ham radio seems to require a sphere Earth. And I hunt these things down, guys. Hunt. You know, people will be like, well, then how the fuck does this thing work? And I'll look through, I'll analyze it. And there is ways that it would work on a flat Earth. Like all these towers. Why do you think you get no reception in the middle of a desert and then you get reception when you're near a city? If it was satellites, it would be grids and it would not care if you were in a desert or in a city. It's because of towers. Towers, guys. Towers give you reception. So if it was satellites, why would it matter if you were near a large population or not? Why would there be these dead spots? Because it's topographical from towers. I'm not saying the world is flat. I'm just saying that doesn't compute. Ham radio, AM radio, you know, these things seem to bounce around a sphere. But this is what I think is interesting. And yeah, someone could say that's the firmament, that's the dome around, and then people that just react like everyone's stupid, it's an insult to me personally. When people are like, man, how could you even listen to these fucking morons? I'm like, your IQ is 90, mine's way higher. So just know that it's not stupid to wonder how all this shit works and why there is issues with a lot of it. There is. And it could be that the general population simply doesn't know a lot of shit because we weren't taught it in school. That's a possibility. A possibility is our educations are so fucking bad that we can't, because I can't put it together. So I know a lot of these people calling flat earthers stupid are full of shit. I had public education, brain destruction, schooling, but I also had really smart parents that taught me at home. I did a lot of learning on my own. I had piano, I had a lot of logos. I can't put together how this works, how satellites work, how space works, how a plane isn't affected by the spin of the Earth. And yet people say, oh, it's all because it's in a contained thing. No, it isn't. When a plane is 30,000 feet off the ground, it's not even in the atmosphere. There's so little atmosphere that it doesn't get sucked into an infinite vacuum. There's so little. Like even when you're on a moving bus and you jump up and down or walk, you still feel movement. If we're spinning 1,000 miles an hour and a plane going east to west isn't affected by the spin of the Earth, that doesn't make any sense to me. The satellite situation makes no sense to me. The images of the sun and the moon and how they both are on a 24-hour, like they both move at the same speed. The odds of that are so low, it doesn't make sense. And so it could be my lack of education, literally. There could be things that I'm missing. But the people saying, you're all a bunch of fucking idiots, I know they don't know. One thing I do know is the people that spiral. Like, the way Vox Day reacts is the accurate way of a skeptic, a flat earther. He's like, maybe, I highly doubt it, but maybe. You know, and I'm 99% sure he thinks the world is absolutely a sphere, but he would never be like, you fucking morons. He's like, well, that would be interesting. Because like to say there's no chance when you understand the level of deception that people have done to the world, the means, motive, and opportunity are all there. And the fact that there is no cohesive image that science has given us of the universe. Dark matter and dark energy make no sense. 90% of the universe is something you can't see or feel or register or have any way of measuring. 90% of all the matter and energy, it's just trust us. gravity is immeasurable? You can't detect gravity on the smallest level of very dense objects, which doesn't make sense. There should be an ability to have very, very tiny dust particles get attached based on gravity that can't be measured. It's because it's so weak of a force that it can't be measured anywhere except in large celestial bodies based on the heliocentric model of the solar system. So when people say that this is all stupid, they're so dumb that they can't question it because they don't know all the. We can't replicate a vacuum on Earth. Not only does a spacesuit not work in a vacuum, we can't even replicate it. Why do you think that all the NASA videos are from underwater? That's the opposite of a vacuum. A vacuum would pull it out. A vacuum with a normal spacesuit would be ripped apart like that, and anything inside would die. Fact. The whole space program is bullshit. When you are replicating a vacuum with the pressure of water, that makes no sense. And there's videos of the International Space Station where you can see bubbles. Fact. And so that's why I find this very, very interesting.
It has to be contained. What are you laughing about? You think this is a joke? You know what the Bible says about people who lie to kids, Danny? What does the Bible say about people who lie to kids, Danny? What does it say? You know? Do you know the scriptures? What it says about people who lie to kids? And who have observatories and PhDs about lying to children, Danny? What does it say? What does it say happens to them? It says it would be better if a millstone were tied around their neck and they jumped off a bridge. So if you're lying to kids, the Bible says you should go kill yourself. Did you know that? So how do you have gas pressure without a container? Nothing? Danny Faulkner, PhD astrophysicist, runs an observatory and profits from the lies.
I haven't seen anything that indicates the telemetry data is even in existence, and as I said, even if we had it, we don't have the machines to play it back.
But your own research has shown the telemetry data is missing.
That's right.
Could this be true? Mankind's first interplanetary exploration and the original science data is missing?
11, this is Houston, radio check, over.
If it's anywhere, it should be here at NASA's Goddard Space Center in Maryland.
Doesn't have it either. The Smithsonian doesn't have it. Johnson doesn't have it.
Right. We've been unable to track it down. I mean, we don't know where this telemetry data ended up, and we don't know what path it may have taken. So, unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't really give you much of a clue as to where this data ended up and whether it still exists or not.